I am Zeph from T21 and welcome to Adventure Ride Chat, the place where all bikes are adventure and where the chat starts here with me and continues with all of us down in that comment area. And if you are new to this section of T21, please do consider subscribing. Today I want to talk to you about performance, today I want to talk to you about upgrades. But before we go down that road, I need to talk to you about a little disclaimer, which is a lot of these things that I'm going to talk to you about may not be legal within your country. So make sure that you apply them accordingly. That being said, first things we can do with our bike is changing the gearing, changing this front sprocket or the rear sprocket, and that's going to change completely the way the bike feels and the way the bike runs. Changing the rear sprocket has a couple of downsides as far as I'm concerned. First of all, you need to remove the wheel to remove the sprocket and change it, and you will have to change most likely the chain because the sizing will influence it more than the adjustment of the chain will allow you to play with. On the other side, changing one tooth in the front is going to be the same as changing 3 teeth in the rear. That means that changing one in the rear is going to be very fine-tuning as opposed to changing one in the front that you're going to feel it quite a lot. On the other side, changing the front one is usually quite simple and you just need to adjust the chain length in the end with its adjustment as you would do normally on your maintenance of the bike. I know some people that when they're doing dual sport for a lot of kilometers and they have a lot of road and off-road, what they do is when they're on the road, they put one tooth above and that's going to allow them for a smoother ride with better fuel consumption, and when they go to the off-road sections, they just very fast replace one tooth down and the bike's going to be a lot more jumpier and torqueier. If you want something a step above, as a lot of people do, they change either the end can or the full exhaust system as well as the air filter, and that's going to give a lot more air to the bike. Don't forget, the bike runs with a mixture of air plus fuel. So if you give it a lot more air, you're going to have to give it a lot more fuel, or at least adjust them accordingly to take the best out of your investment. If you are running carburetors, you're going to have to change the needles and you're going to have to adjust the carburetor for the new fuel regulations you're going to need. And if you are using the new kind of bikes that are electronically managed, you're going to need something like a Bazzaz or a Power Commander. I personally use the Power Commander, but there's no affiliation with them. When you install that new part, you're going to have to install a new map. For those of you that don't know, a fuel map literally just tells the bike how much fuel it needs to give at what kind of range. That means RPMs. When you change those maps, I strongly don't advise you to make it yourself if you are not an expert. One thing that a lot of people do, and it's the most common thing to do, is let's take Power Commander, you go to their website, you choose your bike, you choose the exhaust system you just bought, you choose the air filter you installed, and they're gonna have a map for you. That's nice, but it is not good. When you spend the amount of money that a full exhaust system and a good air filter cost, budget for something a little bit more, which is to take your bike to a tuner to make a map for you. Let's again take the maps on Power Commander or any other site. There's a lot of websites with custom-made maps. If those maps were done at sea level and you live up high in the mountains, it's not going to work the same. You're not going to take the best out of your investment. Honestly, and I know I might be very wrong on this, I strongly believe that you're going to take more out of your bike with a regular clean of your air filter than you will with buying a full exhaust, buying a good air filter, and then having a map that was not designed for you and your needs. But this is just my opinion. Please let me know down below yours. Another thing that you can do, and this is a very nice little trick, especially for off-road riders that spend more time off-road than on the road, remove the handlebar weights. The handlebar is going to feel so much lighter, faster and precise, and that's going to improve a lot your feeling towards the bike lightness. Yes, when you're on the road, especially on the highway, it will shake a lot more, but once you get off-road, the bike just feels so much better and just feels so much lighter, so much sharper, and you're gonna take so much more out of the bike. But this is to add more power to your bike. And very strong tip, very strong advice, it's beyond the tip, is when you improve either the power of your bike or the power delivery of your bike, please improve your brakes. Better pads or better brake lines is going to improve a lot your bike. It's pointless for you to go 500 kilometers an hour if you cannot stop. And braided brake lines will improve a lot your braking capabilities. Those normal rubber hoses, they will dilate as you brake and as the temperature increases in your brakes and your brake oils. With braided lines, that metal mesh is going to prevent them from opening. That's going to make sure that your braking is going to be precise and consistent all throughout, regardless of the temperature, up until the temperature where your oil is not going to be in. So make sure to do that. And honestly, for me, and this is a very personal thing, I prefer to start with the brakes, then go with the power. But that's just an opinion. And as everything else, it is my opinion, and I would love to know yours. I would love to know the little mods you do to your bike, why you did them, what were you expecting when you did them, and exactly what you got back. As for us, if you're not yet subscribed, please do consider subscribing, hitting that big thumbs up and that subscription bell so you can get all the notifications when a new video is out. And I'll see you guys next Saturday.